Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 1994 season here from Dover International Speedway in Dover Downs, Delaware for the 25th race of the season here. Coming into this race last week, we had a very weird race between Terry Labonte and Ken Schrader, where Ken and Terry ran each other out of gas on the pace laps coming to the finish of the race. But Terry Labonte ended up claiming his 13th career victory. And coming into this week, Davey Allison still leads the points by 255 over Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt in third, Morgan Shepherd in fourth, and Ken Schrader round out your top five in points coming into this race. Other than that, though, we have 6 races left in the season. Well, actually 7, sorry. It'll be 6 after today. Who will gain and lose points here today? We have to go through your starting lineup before that so we can find out what happens today. So on the pole today, your points leader, Davey Allison. Alongside of him starts Mark Martin, person who has not won yet this year, has been close on some occasions, but he's trying to find that first win in 1994. We'll see what he can do here today. Davey Allison, and Dale Earnhardt, geez, man. Third place here alongside Jeff Gordon. Earlier this year's winner, Ricky Rudd, the spring winner here. Rusty Wallace alongside of him. Terry Labonte, Ken Schrader alongside of his teammates. Oh, man, I am messing up words today. Derek Cope and Sterling Brown start alongside of each other. Rick Wilson, Dale Jarrett, Jeffrey Bodine, Rick Mast, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Morgan Shepherd, Kenny Wallace, Lake Speed, Bobby Hamilton, Michael Waltrip, Hutch Strickland, Ted Musgrave, Joe Nemechek, Ernie Irvin, Darrell Waltrip, Todd Bodine, Mike Wallace, Kyle Petty, Dick Trickle, Doug French. That's a new face you don't see very often on the scene. Norm Benning, Dave Marcus, John Andretti, Steve Grissom, Loy Allen Jr., Jimmy Hensley, Wally Dallenbach Jr., and Harry Gant in his final race at Dover. As the pace car gets ready to roll off here, we're going to go around this track for 500 laps. Yippee. Here's a little funny thing. I went to start recording this race just a second ago, and I went in there, and I started recording it, and I realized that I clicked on the 1995 replay of this race for next season. That was an almost fatal mistake I made. So I skipped the 94 version here, so we're back on the right track here. Anyway, that was just a funny thing. Let's get ready to go green flag racing. Davey Allison leads him to green. Through turns 1 and 2, Davey Allison begins to pull away here. And Davey, he led most of last week's race. He's trying to lead the most here today and actually pull off the victory. He led most of the race last week, but didn't win. And actually lost some of his points lead after he had the pit under green flag and the cautions came out and the whole last 3 laps of that race happened. But either way, Davey and Dale race each other through the first lap and a half here. Mark Martin in third place, Jeff Gordon in fourth. We saw someone getting the wall back. There's a 3 wide heading into turn number 3. And see, they were 3 wide, now they work back to 2 wide here on this asphalt racetrack. This will be the last race on the asphalt racetrack before they go to the concrete track in 1995. I'm pretty sure. I know the fall one that I did was on the concrete one. So anyway, right now here, it's got pretty much single filed out here. Oh, Terry Labonte looking under the 2 here in the 5 car. Gets a little bit loose, can't do anything there. Single file through the top, I would say 11 here, top 12, and then Morgan Shepherd filed out on the outside here, losing position fast. As they're 3 wide here, Morgan Shepherd still falling back. Morgan Shepherd, I've gone over this 100 times, but had a great season through the first 15 races and has completely fallen apart in the second half of the season here. Gone from leading the points all the way down to almost 5th in points. Probably is 5th right now, as I think. Oh no, I thought I saw caution for a second there. All the way down to 5th in points probably after this race if he keeps running like this. And just, man, it's curious as to what happened to this Wood Brothers team and Morgan Shepherd. We come back up here, still single file through most of the field here. You see, here comes, oh, he's there now. The 5 car is under the 2 for position for this top 5 spot. Can he get him? There's a race on side by side here. You remember earlier this year there was a huge wreck on the front stretch, if I remember correctly. And now look at this. Oh, look at Ricky Rudd here. Earlier season winner here. He's trying to get under the 2 here and take advantage of those 2 battling. And he will get under the 2 and probably get that 6th place position from Rusty as Rusty falls back 2 spots here. And Rusty slides up the racetrack. That 10 car clears and takes that 6th place position. Side by side back here. Ken Schrader slotted out of line from Sterling Marlin. Rick Wilson back there in 10th watching on, trying to see if he can get around these 2. That Petty Enterprises car this year, by the way, has been impressive. It was impressive at the start of the season, waned in the middle part to later part of the season here, but still, where is he? Where is the number? What the heck? Man. Sorry for not talking. I just was looking at the points from last week and oh no, sorry, I mixed them up here. Rick Wilson's 11th in points apparently according to that thing. I think those were messed up last week. But he's in the top 20 in points. That's the whole point I was trying to make. He's doing pretty decent, and here we got a battle for 3rd place now with Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin, who is 10th place in points, and Mark Martin, who is 7th place in points. And these 2, you know, they're pretty much out of the championship picture, but looking at trying to get the highest points finish you can, because I think I talked about this last week, but that's a lot of prize money for the higher you finish in points. Then can be a big help for next season, obviously. And see, here we go. Ricky Rudd going for 5th place on Terry Labonte. Ricky Rudd coming through the field here. Maybe Dover being one of his better tracks. Ricky Rudd having a great run as he tries to clear the number 5, his old ride. The ride he drove in last year before he took the Tide sponsor and moved away from the team to create his own team in Rudd Performance. And now he's fighting hard with this old car, trying to see if he can get past him. And he can't. Now we take a look back here. You see Ken Schrader trying to get around the number 25 here. Or the number 2 of Rusty Wallace. And I am sorry for messing up this a lot, man. Ken Schrader in the 25. Got very close to winning a Daytona 500 this year before Davey Allison came through with a late race pass and won in spectacular fashion. See these 2 racing each other. Whoa, they goes high as a 43 shoves him very, very high. And nearly puts him up in the marbles. And now Sterling just working the outside lane, trying everything he can to hold off Rick Wilson and hold on to his 9th place position here. You see Derek Coe coming in the picture, Morgan Shepherd in 12th, Dale Jarrett in 13th, and so on and so forth here. As you see these 2 rage on, and I think Ken Schrader finally gets around Rusty Wallace, who is now falling back to 8th place. Rusty Wallace having a rough go of it here in the first 15 laps. And I believe there's a battle for the 3rd place position here, as I see they were tied at the line there. Oh, God. No, there we go. Oh, man, Jeff Gordon ran Mark Martin high. They're still side by side with each other through turn 2 down the backstretch. Coming down the backstretch here, going back down the turn number 3. Can Gordon finally clear? Oh, Martin runs him low, and Gordon is not going to get that run into the corner and off, but oh, he tries to keep that low lane position there. And now you see these 2 come back into the photo now. And they're trying to get a battle going with themselves while also trying to chase down 3rd and 4th place. And meanwhile, this is going on. 2nd and 1st have ran away with this thing and have not looked back. And Davey Allison is, again, putting a walloping on the field here today. And a heck of a performance as he is looking to win yet another race this year and solidify his championship dreams. As Rusty Wallace continues to drop back, he is now going to soon fall to 10th place here if he can't get back in line. And possibly, if these guys can get up there fast enough, he might lose the top 10 position that he's had since the start of this race. And he does slot in line in 9th place, holding off Rick Wilson at the moment. Take a look through the field. Cars battling here in the field. Davey Allison still running away with this puppy. And a lot of other drivers all single file here. And look, there's Bill Elliott trying to get around Dale Jarrett for that 14th place position here. Take a look at it here. Actually, no, he's holding off Dale Jarrett. Go through the field here. There's Doug French in the 28th place position. Ernie Irvin all the way in 29th. He's not had a good year in that 4 car. Looking for next year to probably be better. So here we're going through all these cars here. Davey Allison actually coming up on lap traffic. And Wally Dahlmack Jr. here on lap 20 already. That's how fast Davey Allison has been as he gets the inside of that 27 here. And now Davey begins to work his way through lap traffic as we begin to near the halfway point of this race. And there will be pit stops at some point. I don't know where or when, but I'm assuming sometime in the next 10 to 15 laps. Unless I messed it up and we're going to have another Richmond situation here as Davey Allison tries everything he can to get under the 55 there and just will. See Jimmy Hensley there slide up. Number 55 there. I don't know what team that is that Hensley drives for, but not been a very good season so far for the number 55 ride. See Wally Dahlmack, he works up high here. Here comes Dale Earnhardt right to the door of that 27. You see that aggressiveness of Dale Earnhardt just not giving to when he gets near these lap cars. He's just going to bully him out of the way. He does not want to be slowed down by these guys. And will do anything to get around him to keep up with Davey Allison. John Andretti next. Dave Marcus in front of him. And then Loy Allen Jr. a gaggle of 3 cars here for Davey Allison to get around here. And Dale Earnhardt is trying everything he can in the book of knowledge he has in his head to try and chase down Davey Allison. That was a terrible analogy. I will never make it again. Here he comes on the 55 here. He's going to get under him, Jimmy Hensley. Will he clear him by exit? I don't know. Davey Allison's going to get held up big time by these lap cars. As Dale Earnhardt is going to clear. And now he's going to... Oh, the 30... As we cut back, the 32 blocks. Davey Allison, wow. And Davey must be furious about that huge block that 32 of John Andretti threw on him there. As he cuts the inside of John here. And we'll look to try and get by him here into turn number 3. And you see even more lap cars. Davey actually couldn't get under him here. And now here comes Dale Earnhardt. He's going to try and chase down Davey. Now that Davey made that hiccup. And Davey still can't get around him here. And man, it is tight. And now there's a ton of there's an absolute mess of lap traffic in front of the leaders here. And Davey's going to make it 3 wide into turn number 3. Whoa, that's a really aggressive move. And look at Dale Earnhardt cut into the photo here as Davey Allison makes it 3 wide and makes it work on these lap cars. And now Dale Earnhardt's going to do the same thing. Dale Earnhardt does the same move Davey Allison pulled into turn 1. Oh! And it's going to work. What a battle here through the lap traffic these two are having. And Dale Earnhardt is having a duel of wits with Davey Allison about what will each one take to get through the lap traffic. And my God, it didn't work out that well for Dale Earnhardt. He got pinned low, but Davey Allison again in a ton of lap traffic here, and it's going to look like it's pretty easy for Dale to chase him back down here as we just passed the halfway mark. And wow, Davey Allison just whipped that thing as low as he could, trying to find a way to get around the 33 here. And you see on the times here, under just about 4 seconds now, the other lead lap cars are chasing down these guys here. As Davey looks to maybe make it 3 wide again. No, he will not. And Dale Earnhardt, where is Dale? What happened to Dale? Did Dale pit? I don't know. We'll check on Dale. Oh no, Davey is gonna pit. Okay, I assume so because man, Davey gets almost held up there. We're gonna take a look here at the lead lap cars that are pitting here. Schrader, Marlin, everyone's coming down the pit lane here. Everybody, man, woman, and child are coming down the pit lane here. Yep, here they come. Yep, and there's Dale Earnhardt coming off the pit lane here. Where will he come off in relation to Davey Allison here? Here we go. This is the truth, the true moment to find out how they're going to cycle out here. Dale Earnhardt coming through 3 and 4. See where Davey is. Oh, Davey's just coming off the pit lane. It's going to be close, I think. Here we go. Davey through the gears. Down the L. There goes Dale right by him. Dale is going to absolutely blow by him and put a ton of cars a lap down while in the process, and a bunch of them in between him and Davey here. As we come through the corner here. Dale trying to lap as many people as he can here. And wow, there's a look at that gaggle coming off the pit lane there. As Dale now works a, how big of a lead? Over 4-second lead. Davey Allison actually lost 2nd place. Wow, that was a bad stop for Davey. As Ricky Rudd, who had a great stop, works up to 2nd place. And we watch Dale Earnhardt work through more lap traffic coming to 19 to go. As he tries to get around this lap car of Kyle Petty. And we take a look through the field here. We got to go find Davey, who's back in 3rd place. Behind Ricky Rudd, who's almost 4 seconds behind Dale Earnhardt. And Dale Earnhardt on that pit stop might have just won the race for himself here at Dover. Oh, something must have happened to the 43 on the pit stop, because he was 10th and now he's 39th. I remember we were talking about him. I don't know, something. Does he have any damage or anything? No, he just must have had a really, really bad pit stop. And Dale lapped all the way up to 20th because of those pit stops. Wow, that's impressive. And Davey now, he's trying to get under the 10 car. He is going to be driving with an absolute vengeance, man, as he blows right past the 10 car in one corner. And now Davey is going to be trying to race his way through all this lap traffic here at Dover in the final 17 laps. So at over 4 seconds, it's going to take a miracle for Davey to make all that up. As he goes as low as he can again. And none of it's not going to work here. As he gets chop blocked by that 23 who's racing the 41 for position here. With 16 laps to go. Take a look at the lap times here. Davey, that time, he was 4.42. The last time, they almost lost another 4/10 that time. So he comes off the corner here under the 23 for position. Coming to 15 laps to go as he holds off the number 10 of Ricky Rudd. 15 laps left. 15 miles around this 1 mile racetrack here. And Davey again loses more time to Dale. As this race slowly winds away, we go back up to Dale Earnhardt, who's side by side with the 4 car. At the 20th place car of Ernie Irvin. And Dale, even though he didn't dominate the early portion of this race, he is going to win this race with a lot of confidence, or maybe approval or some sort, whatever word you want to use there, as he has absolutely put a spanking on here in the final half of this race. And now, a thing for Davey Allison that he's got to keep in mind here is, even if there's a caution now, this car, 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 will all be in between him and Dale, because of the way the old rules work. Now, if any of them pit, though, they won't be in the middle of them anymore. But still, that's quite a bit of cars, and Davey Allison is going to try and maybe position himself in front of as many of these cars as possible to maybe see if he can make sure that if there is a caution, he's not as far back as he is to Dale. So we come to 12 laps to go. However, this race has had a pretty green run on it so far. But then again, I believe Kyle Petty barrel rolled here in the spring. So, or it was either in the spring or last fall. I don't know. Something happened here that was crazy. And as we come through here, Dale Earnhardt still running a very fast pace here as he passed now the 75 of Top Bodine. Dale still trying to come to 10 laps to go here. This race is just coming to its finish nearly now. As Davey comes up on some lap traffic here, he's going to run a higher groove. We'll go through your field here a little bit. Ricky Rudd in 3rd place. All the way back in 4th. Battle for 4th, actually, is Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon. These two have been stuck to each other all day. Terry Labonte in 5th, or 6th, I mean. Ken Schrader back in 7th. 8th place is Bill. Oh, he had a good run for him today. Oh, man, he spins the 55! The 55 goes around the lap car. Oh! Oh my god! Oh no! Oh my god! Jimmy Hensley. Oh my god. Well, that's not good. Jimmy Hensley has a horrific crash here at Dover in the final 10 laps. Let's take a look back at it here and see exactly what happened. Very, very bad sight here at Dover International Speedway. Take a look at it here one more time. Saw this out of the corner of our eye here. Elliott comes in, trying to pass the 55, just touches him the wrong way. Spins him out up the racetrack. He backs it into the wall there. Obviously, there's nothing you can do as you spin back down a self-cleaning racetrack with that banking. And absolutely nowhere for Dave Marcus to go as he clobbers Jimmy Hensley in the door. Vicious impact there, sending Jimmy upside down and gets hit in the passenger side window there, where he spins upside down a couple times on his roof before he touches the inside wall with his rear end and front end before flipping one more time and then landing on his roof one last time. And the pace car finishes him off. Very, 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 very bad. I can't express how bad that is of an impact and bad of a wreck this is. As Jimmy Hensley has not crawled from the car yet and was removed from the vehicle by safety personnel and has been taken to the closest hospital in Dover, Delaware. This impact we'll show you right here in the driver's side door. This impact is what probably injured Jimmy Hensley. This impact not as much as it was on the passenger side, and it was more in the engine area and less in the driver's area. But either way, very, very, very bad wreck for Jimmy Hensley. And I will, at the end of the race, I'll give you some more updates as to what will be going on with him in the moment after this wreck. So with that in mind, let us, and that somber note at the moment, let us fast forward to the restart. Oh. So we're going to have a 5-lap shootout here with Dale Earnhardt leading the race over Davey Allison. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lap cars in between him and Davey, and it's going to be a 5-lap shootout. Jimmy Hensley is probably on the minds of all these drivers at the moment, but also is the idea of a win. 5 laps left. This driver's going to try and keep their eyes on the big picture here, and let's see who can pull off the victory at Dover as the pace car pulls off. 5 more laps to go around this racetrack, 5 miles in Dover, Delaware. We come through the corner here, coming to 4 laps to go, side by side racing all in front of Davey Allison as he tries to work his way around all this lap traffic with 4 laps to go. He gets blocked by the 84 of, I believe that's Norm Benning. Benning, an absolute nuisance for Davey Allison at the moment as he shrugs him off like a mosquito and now tries to chase down some more lap cars in hopes to maybe try and get near Dale Earnhardt in the final laps of this race. Here he comes, coming to 3 laps to go. 2 more lap cars right in front of Davey here. The number 79 Doug French, the number 43 of Rick Wilson. And side by side in front of him there, he's going to get past the 79 here and come off of turn 4 and try and get under the 43 of Rick Wilson. But he can't do it there as we come to 2 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt is signing out. He is throwing the guest book out the window and he's running with it at the moment here. As Davey Allison still is having issues with Doug French with 2 laps to go. Over 2 seconds now Davey has or Dale has over Davey. Third place is not an issue. And coming to the white flag this time by, Dale Earnhardt will be seeing 1 to go. 1 lap away and 1 mile away from victory here in Dover, Delaware. Dale coming through 1 and 2 again. Holding the zone right now as he slowly pulls away now from that lap car, Todd Bodine. And no one is going to be challenging Dale Earnhardt as he comes through 3 and 4 and puts it in cruise as he will win the 1994 running of the SplitFire Spark Plug 500. Dale Earnhardt wins. Davey Allison gets second. Then number 10 gets third. Fourth is Mark Martin. Fifth, Jeff Gordon. Sixth, Ken Schrader. Seventh, Terry Labonte, fell back late. Eighth, Sterling Marlin. Ninth, Bill Elliott. And running your top 10 is Dale Jarrett. With that, and with everything going on with Jimmy Hensley, let's take a look at your points here. Davey Allison is leading by 289 now over Terry Labonte. Dale Earnhardt is cuts Terry Labonte's points lead over him in second place in points, down to 15. Ken Schrader is right there as well. And Morgan Shepherd, after being involved in that wreck, falls further back. And possibly even into the clutches of Mark Martin soon, though that's a really far ways back for him to lose points. Next week, we are going to... next week is going to be interesting because as of the moment, we have gotten reports that Jimmy Hensley, he's not in any life-threatening injuries at the moment. He's all right. He's in very critical condition. He will most definitely miss next week and possibly the rest of the season. So that means someone will replace him in the 55 next week. And that will be determined next time on What If Davey Allison Was Still Alive. So with that, thank you all for watching. Jimmy Hensley is all right, though he'll probably miss most of the rest of the season. And until next time, goodbye.